Okay, we are moving on to day 3 in this unit on measurement, and today we are going to be learning about customary weight. So the last 2 days we did customary length, that's what the United States measures things in, and today we're doing customary weight, which is also what the US measures weight or how heavy something is. Here's your activator. So I want you to read this problem, pause, try to solve, and then come back and see if you are correct. A student is 3 feet 2 inches tall. How many inches tall is the student? Okay, so I see that we have feet and inches, and we're changing it completely to inches. So I have 3 feet, and I have 2 inches. I'm going to keep the 2 inches for after, and I'm going to change my 3 feet. I need to multiply it to change it. I'm changing feet to inches. So how many inches are in 1 foot? We know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So 3 times 12 equals 36. And now add the extra 2 inches that I saved earlier. That equals 38. So how many inches tall is the student? The student is 38 inches tall. Okay, so let's look at our learning target. We are learning to identify the appropriate weight of an object and convert from a larger to a smaller unit of measurement. Criteria for success. I know I have learned this one. I can identify the customary unit for weight. I can convert pounds to ounces, and I can convert tons to pounds. All right, here we go. Our vocabulary word to know for today's lesson is just weight. And weight is the measurement of how heavy something is. All right, here's a little anchor chart. So in the United States, we measure objects by weight differently than other places in the world. The United States measures objects in the following ways. We use ounces, pounds, and tons. If you want to write this down, we're going to have this piece of information and a conversion chart, anchor chart as well. So you might want to write this. So the United States uses ounces, pounds, and tons. Okay, well, ounce, instead of constantly writing out the word ounces, you can abbreviate it, meaning you can write it shorter by using OZ period. So ounce can be abbreviated as OZ period. Pounds. Pounds is abbreviated LBS. Okay, so we have ounce, pounds, and then finally the heaviest weight, which is tons. And tons is abbreviated with a capital T. You cannot put a lowercase t. That means something else in measurement. So a capital T stands for tons. Okay. Here's an idea on how much each of those weighs. So a pencil, if you were to hold a pencil in your hand, the weight and heaviness of a pencil is about 1 ounce. Then if you were to hold a football, the weight of a football is about 1 pound. And then finally, a car. A car weighs about a ton. So an ounce is about a pencil, a pound is approximately the weight of a football, and a ton is approximately the weight of a car. All right. That being said, if I was to measure a banana, would I measure that banana in ounces, pounds, or tons? Well, a banana would be closer in weight to probably a few pencils, so a banana would be measured in ounce. Oopsies, with a smiley face. Ounces. Okay, here's my next one. A brick. A ton would be way too much, and ounces would be a little too light. A brick would be similar to probably a few footballs in your hand, so a brick would be weighed in pounds. And then finally, a tree. A tree is definitely heavy, so we are going to say a tree would be weighed in tons. Okay. You're going to think about these ones, and then we're going to check and see how you do. All right, would you measure the following thing with ounces, pounds, or tons? An apple. Awesome. An apple would be measured in ounces. 20 books. Good. 20 books would be in pounds. Tons would be way too heavy. 20 books is not the same weight as a car, and ounces is way too light. An elephant. Ounces, pounds, or tons? Okay, good. An elephant would be weighed in tons. A truck. Awesome, just like an elephant. A piece of gum. Very light, ounces. And finally, a pencil, as we know, would be ounces. Okay, awesome. All right. The weight of a bag of potatoes is, do you think a bag of potatoes that you put into at the grocery store, you pick up and put in your cart, would that be 5 ounces, 5 pounds, or 5 tons? The correct weight would be 5 pounds. The weight of an ambulance. The weight of an ambulance, would you do? Okay, so the weight of an ambulance, would that be 4,000 ounces, 4,000 pounds, or 4,000 tons? An ambulance is very heavy. Awesome. Here's your next one. The weight of a bag, the weight of the back, that shouldn't say bag, back of a truckload of steel. So on the back of a truck, steel, would that be 7 ounces, 7 pounds, or 7 tons? Awesome, 7 tons. Now let's move on. I mentioned to you we're going to switch from one type to another. So here's a little anchor chart review. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. And then we have 1 ton, which is equal to 2,000 pounds. Okay, so 1 pound can be switched to 16 ounces, and 1 ton can be switched to 2,000 pounds. Let's take a look. I want to know which weighs more, 2 pounds or 20 ounces. In order to compare the two weights, they have to have the same unit of measurement. One says pounds and one says ounces. I can't weigh these. They're not the same thing. So I need to take the smaller one and change it to, I need to take the larger and change it to the smaller. So what's a larger weight measurement? Pounds or ounces? Which one's larger and heavier, I should say? Okay, good. Pounds is heavier. So that means that we are going to change the amount of pounds over to ounces, and then we'll be able to compare it to the 20 ounces and see what is heavier. Okay, so I made my own conversion chart. Which weighs more, 2 pounds or 20 ounces? Well, on the anchor chart, what did we say? How many ounces is in 1 pound? Good. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Just like we did with length and with time, we now know what to do to solve for 2 pounds. We would do 2 pounds times 16. So 16 plus 16 equals 32. So 2 pounds is equal to 32 ounces. That being said, which weighs more? 32 ounces or 20 ounces? 32 ounces weighs more, so 2 pounds weighs more. Okay. Here's another one. Pounds to ounces. As we talked about, if I'm doing pounds to ounces, well, 1 pound is how many ounces? 16. And we just learned that 2 pounds is how many ounces? 32. So to find 3 pounds, we have to multiply it by 16. You can do repeated addition, or just like we've been learning about, that's our 16, 3 on the side, 3 times 10 is 30, 3 times 6 is 18, and 30 plus 18 is 48. So 3 pounds is equal to 48 ounces. Again, multiplying to convert. All right, so now we're doing tons to pounds. What do we recall? How many pounds are in 1 ton? Awesome. 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So if that's the case, then how would we find out what 5 tons would be? Good. We're going to multiply it by 2,000. We know our trick, hiding 3 zeros. 5 times 2 is 10, and put 3 zeros back on. So my answer is 10,000 pounds. All right, here's another one. 6 pounds to ounces. So we're switching from pounds to ounces. How many ounces in 1 pound? Good, 16. So now to find 6 pounds, we have to do what? Multiply it by 16. Fantastic. Go ahead and try to solve for that and see what you get. All right, so 16, 10 plus 6, and then the 6 on the side. 10 times 6 in my first box is 60. 6 times 6 in my second box is 36. Add those together, and I get 96. Okay, I'm going to skip the bottom one. All right, now it's time for independent practice. Use your anchor chart. Think back to our length lessons as well to help you. Ounces, pounds, and tons. You got this. Good luck.